Hello guys and welcome to my new video. So today I decided to do a little look at kind of new tools that's available for group leaders and basically ways of determining who's a good player in PUGs. So MytHIC Plus Score has been available for a long time. For the people who don't know what MytHIC Plus Score is, it is one way of determining how good a player is going to be. By no means it is the best way, but in today's world of Warcraft, with the amount of players that sign up for MytHIC Plus runs and things like that, it's one way to kind of guarantee that the person has done a high MytHIC Plus keys if he or she has a high MytHIC Plus score. Therefore, they are a decent player at the worst case scenario. I don't fully agree on this, but I'm just going to be covering this because a lot of the new players who started playing World of Warcraft, alts and things like that, this is one of the reasons why you're not getting invited to groups, because there are MytHIC Plus score add-ons available that people use, and people will judge you when you sign up for Mythics. So WoW Progress is one of the biggest and most popular websites to use, that's been used to determine best guilds, like world first races and things like that, and it's used to determine MytHIC Plus score. So I'm looking at MadSkillz at my own MytHIC Plus score right now. In 7.25, MytHIC score the way MytHIC Plus score has been calculated has changed drastically, and there's a lot of changes to consider. So you can see here that my MytHIC Plus score is 1778. You can see that my MytHIC Plus score for healer is a bit lower because I also have MytHIC Plus score for DPS because I tend to go Boomkin and Resto for a lot of my MytHIC Plus, just to keep it more interesting. And you want to kind of scroll down. This is the bit that you really want to look at, MytHIC Plus dungeons. So the way MytHIC Plus score is determined is by calculating all of the dungeons that are available. So from Blackrock Hole to Vault of the Wardens, the highest key that you do for each of those dungeons is kind of added up. The score that you get for each dungeon is added up and combined, and you get a value. So let's say if you complete Blackrock Hole plus 11 in 22 minutes, which is in time, you get a score of 130. So that score gets added with my Cathedral of Eternal Night, Court of Stars runs, and this score gets added completely. If you basically have never done Neltharion Slayer or have never done Archway, you are missing a lot of MytHIC Plus scores. So if you want to have a good MytHIC Plus score and be invited to a lot of PUG raids, you want to basically complete all of the dungeons that are available in World of Warcraft at a reasonable, and at a level that you feel is comfortable for yourself. But the big thing is to complete every single dungeon, because you will be missing out a lot of different scores. So what changes 7.25? Now completing a dungeon in time is going to reward much more points. You can see here that my Blackrock Hole plus 11 was done in time. It's not blacked out. You can see that I got a score of 130.55. You can see that my Cathedral of Eternal Night plus 12 was done in 37 minutes, which is not in time, and it got a lower score. So what this kind of means goes hand in hand with what Blizzard wanted to do. Boosting is not a good way. They want to get rid of boosting. You want to join a group that you feel you're gonna complete in time. If you complete a dungeon in time, doesn't matter how fast you do it, you get that additional piece of loot. In the same way that MytHIC Plus score now works, if you complete a dungeon in time, you will get a much better score. At the end of the day, doing Cathedral of Eternal Light plus 11 or plus 10 for me and completing that in time is gonna give me a better score than plus 12 not completed in time. So that's a big change it's available now in 7.25 with the new patch. If you want to get a decent score, you want to get as many groups that you feel that can push a high key but also complete it in time. So now I want to move on to a new website that I kind of found out. A lot of people on my stream are telling me about this. So if you actually look at WoW Progress, it's one of the best ways. It's one of the biggest websites and the oldest, I guess, for progression and things like that. You can see like the top guilds that are in the world race and things like that. But now there's a new website called RaiderIO, which just feels, I mean, the UI, I mean, first of all, a website that shows lists and rankings WoW Progress is very kind of bare bones if you really think about that. And RaiderIO seems just much nicer. And the disclaimer before I even do this, I have no affiliation with RaiderIO at all. It is something that I discovered and I actually instantly thought is better than WoW Progress. Like for example, just you can see the Serenity is number 2 on the listings. You can see the players that were part of the first Gul'dan kill. But the most important part that I really use it for is my Mythic Plus score. Again, RaiderIO uses the same kind of mechanism, same kind of calculations to do your Mythic Plus scores. It has the same thing where you complete a dungeon in time, you'll get more points than completing a dungeon outside of the time allotted. It awards a very similar amount of points. Like, I mean, in my WoW Progress, I have, like I said before, I had 1,778 points, while in my RaiderIO I have 1,839 points, which is a little bit higher, but it places me in the same kind of bracket of the ranking in the server, which is number 6 in RaiderIO and number 7 in WoW Progress. But it just looks nicer. You can kind of expand each of the dungeon you did, see the other players' trades, see the item level, see how many points they have in each trade, the legendaries that they use, their score, and things like that. It just seems to be just a lot nicer layout, and I just wanted to let you know about this. You can check it out and see how it works for you. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of add-ons that are going to integrate RaiderIO scores as well, because I feel it's probably, unless WoW Progress changes something, RaiderIO probably going to overtake WoW Progress. And just because it seems like he has the functionality plus the look. So this has been a little guide into Mythic Plus scores, and basically a new website that I found to be really quite useful and really easy on the eyes. And easy to work with, I guess. RaiderIO. So let me know how you feel about the Mythic Plus score changes. Are you a big Mythic Plus score guy? Or a girl who goes for the server first, maybe even world first, and you track each of the dungeon you do, how fast you do it? Because to be honest, when there's no content to do, Mythic Plus scores can become a big part of your World of Warcraft life. So thank you guys for watching this little discussion / reaction video, and I'll see you in my next video.